Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into an absolute masterclass in responsibility, foresight, and just pure innovation. We're talking about the life and career of Mukesh Ambani. But listen, this isn't just your standard biography, all right? We are going to actually break down the nuts and bolts of massive business growth. By dissecting his journey, we're going to extract some incredibly powerful, specific lessons about leadership, how to adapt to crazy changes, and what it truly, literally takes to scale an empire in the modern world. Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly transforms a simple family business into a sprawling, modern global empire? It's a question anyone interested in business or leadership has probably asked themselves, right? I mean, is it just blind luck? Is it simply having a ton of starting capital? Or is it a very specific mindset? Keep this central question in the back of your mind as we go, because the answer, as you'll find out, isn't just one lucky break. It's a sequence of highly deliberate and honestly, really difficult strategic choices. Section 1, Roots of a Leader. So, to really understand the empire, you've got to understand its foundation. And surprisingly, it wasn't built on massive generational wealth. Born back in 1957 in Yemen, Mukesh Ambani's family returned to Mumbai in the 1960s to live a remarkably simple, modest life. He learned super early on that success requires absolute, relentless effort. Driven by this deep, almost obsessive curiosity for how things actually work, mechanically and scientifically, he studied chemical engineering and eventually headed to Stanford for higher education. But when his father called him back in the 1980s to help the family business, he didn't even hesitate. He abruptly dropped out and went straight back to India. The main takeaway here, a true leader goes right to where the fire is. Section 2, Learning on the Ground. You know, stepping into a family business usually comes with a huge dose of elite privilege, but Ambani's entry was entirely different. There are generally two distinct approaches to leadership when you're in this kind of scenario, and this brilliantly illustrates the contrast. On one hand, you have the standard desk job executive, the person who parachutes into a corner office and exclusively makes decisions from the boardroom, just staring at spreadsheets all day. Ambani completely rejected that. He chose to be a hands-on leader. He started his career right there on the factory floors. He wanted to truly understand the machines, sweating alongside the employees. It's a core business principle. If you want to run massive industries, you have to master the absolute micro-level intricacies of how they operate first. Section 3, Scaling Traditional Industries. Now that ground-level education you just talked about, it wasn't just for show. It translated directly into real-world execution. Under his leadership, Reliance didn't just grow. It relentlessly, systematically expanded across three massive traditional sectors: petrochemicals, refining, and energy. He used his deep technical knowledge to build out these divisions layer by layer, orchestrating huge, interconnected projects that fundamentally changed the company's entire trajectory. The ultimate proof of this massive capacity is the Jamnagar refinery. Seriously, this isn't just a big factory, it is effectively a small city. It stands as one of the largest, most complex refining hubs on the entire planet, and a vital symbol of India's industrial capacity. Building something like this required immense foresight and an extraordinary ability to manage sheer scale. It absolutely proves that a localized vision, when executed ruthlessly, can compete on a global level. Section 4, The Digital Revolution. Now, right here is where the story shifts from a great industrialist to a true visionary leader. His core philosophy, the future belongs to those who spot change in time. I love that. Ambani realized that despite totally dominating traditional manufacturing, the coming era was going to be completely defined by digital technology. He didn't just stick to what was safe. He knew that whoever built the digital infrastructure would own the next generation of business. And he was willing to take the monumental risk of pivoting a giant oil and gas company into a tech powerhouse. Enter the year 2016. This was the launch of Jio platforms in Jio. It's so easy to take it for granted right now, but before 2016, fast internet in India was an expensive luxury. It simply wasn't easily accessible to everyone. Ambani saw that gap not just as a quick business opportunity, but as a chance to fundamentally alter the fabric of a whole nation. Now, what's really interesting about this is how Jio didn't just grow a company. It acted as a crucial catalyst for India's massive nationwide digital transformation. Think about the impact. It triggered a rapid, unprecedented surge in mobile internet usage. Suddenly, online education became accessible. There was this widespread adoption of digital payments everywhere. Seamless video calling became the absolute norm for millions of people. And strategically, for Reliance, this massive hyper-connected user base totally accelerated their expansion into retail, media, and new tech. Ambani didn't just adapt to the changing times, he practically forced the change himself. Section 5. Core Leadership Principles. Okay, let's bring it all together. Looking at his timeline, the ground-level work, the massive scale, and that huge digital pivot, what are the ultimate takeaways? So the crucial point is, the pillars of his success basically come down to these. First, having the sheer courage to accept massive inherited responsibilities and actually elevate them. Second, a commitment to never ever stop learning. Third, using real foresight to create entirely new opportunities and markets. Fourth, leveraging technology to drive actual societal change, not just profits. And finally, the reality that immense success requires deep patience and continuous effort. It's all about combining relentless hard work with a truly futuristic vision.
Mukesh Ambani's story proves that true success isn't just about managing what you've been given, it's about pushing it to completely new heights as the world continually evolves. Which leaves us with this final important question for you. How are you adapting to changing times with your own responsibilities? Are you sticking to what you already know, or are you spotting the change in time and doing the ground-level work to master it? Really think about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.